So, if anything that today taught us is
Never give up.
dreams come true. And we're going to leave you with this 4 years of work right now.
So last year we met, and after we met you last year, we started a YouTube channel, and this was the first piece that we did, and we wanted to give it to you.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
What's up, dude? I like this a lot.
Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, Green Ranger. That's good company to be in. I mean, you talk about Jason David Frank as the Green Ranger, the White Ranger. You're talking about the 90s. I'm a big fan of Mr. JDF. You know, that's why I call him Jason David Frank. We're really cool like that. Met at a Comic-Con. He did an intro to one of my videos.
What's up, everybody? This is Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger, and you are watching 96 Studios, because you know what time it is? Morphin' time.
All right, everybody, I'm here with Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger, the White Ranger, the soon-to-be White Dragon. Jason, I really appreciate you coming to talk to us for a minute.
Anytime, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching too, guys.
No problem.
So, being that Comic-Cons right now are very few and far between, would you rather bigger events where you can meet your fans, or smaller ones like this, more intimate meetings?
These are bigger, man. These are bigger events. They've been bigger since the last 2 years. What I've done is I created a program called the JDF PPP program, where I drove around shops on my motorcycle. I just drove around, walked in comic shops, signed everything, and left. And everybody was like, "Why are you doing that?" I said, "I just want to help out shops. Maybe they can sell, for more money, keeping some mom and pop shops in business." Unfortunately, some shops closed. But they said, "Hey, can you come back and meet the fans during what we got right now with the pandemic and all that stuff?" It was really hard to figure something out because there's a lot of mental health problems out there, and I had to get out of the house. So created this program where we do like a virtual ticket. This is a little different program that they had, but the way my program works is that you go and get a ticket at the store. It's a numbered ticket, and you just wait until we call your ticket. I've done over 120 of these shows. Every show has more of a turnout than a con. And the reason for that is because there's no entry fee at the doors. They can bring a family of 5. Everybody leaves with a signed Legend of the White Dragon thing. And everybody leaves with a picture, regardless if you pay or not. I want to bring happiness to people. This is something I do for a hobby. And I prefer to do this because what I realized during the pandemic is all these shops, they can't go to cons. And I didn't understand that. I said, "What happened? You're not going to cons?" They said, "Look, we can't afford them, number one. And when we sell comics, there's 20 other comic vendors there. So it's so hard to make any money or go into the shops." I called it, I would say 2 years. I'm going to call another year. I prefer to do this just because I travel on my own. It costs the shop absolutely nothing. And I signed over $5,000 to $10,000 in merchandise for them. And I leave. And even if I come and one person shows up, which it doesn't, hundreds and hundreds of people show up. We went through about 1,500 people yesterday. And just look at the entry charge we saved, entry fees. There are people that come that just want to get their Power Ranger stuff signed. They wait in lines for hours and hours and hours. In my program, the JDF PPP, again, this is different. The JDF PPP, you just go in your car, you wait, you eat, you go home, and then you'll get a text, head to the shop, and then head to the shop. So it's safe. It appreciates people's times. Yesterday we did time slots. No one waited. 6 o'clock you came, 7 o'clock you came, so it was time slots. Yesterday was time slot. And then of course this shop, I didn't expect to have so many people show up, but there's so many supporters out there. And as you can tell, we're still keeping the social distancing safe. That's what I've done at my karate school. I don't like messing with people's heads. Mask on, mask off, mask on, mask off. I just kept mask on from day one. I said, let's be ninjas. And I promised the world that I won't take my mask off until everyone else does. And we even filmed the movie in the middle of the pandemic. And that was hard, filming in California. Went through over $100,000 in COVID tests. You had to do COVID tests, vaccination cards, everything we needed to do this movie. And we finished it. And so for me, it's been a blessing over the last 2 years, not just doing this, it's just because I was able to be blessed by people and to be able to do a movie and to keep positive during a time where mental health and suicide is off the charts right now, where no one is talking about it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
No media, no one's talking about it because people are too afraid to talk about mental health. I got a mental health channel before the COVID, and it was on my JDF FFN. I write poetry. I wrote a poem called Mask, Branches, Fall, Wall, Seatbelt, and then I have my short film called In My Head that I won Best Actor on, and it was great. But the movie, The Legend of the White Dragon, working with Michael Madsen and some of the top actors, were some of the best acting and some of the best action in the new movie that we got.
Very awesome. So when our personal experience last time you did come to Tucson, we did go through the PPP, your program where you get the text, and very well run. We really appreciate that with the social distancing and all. And speaking of the White Dragon, we had a chance to sit down and interview your friend Jason Font.
Nice.
And he was very excited to talk about not a whole lot he gave us, but just a little bit. Like, we're in the new movie. You guys have the Power Ranger Protection Program. You guys are talking about. He was talking about. So Jason Font said he's probably the closest with you out of all the Rangers.
He is. I mean, if you look at Font, the reason why we are is because we do this as a hobby. He has a financial advisor. I own businesses. It's one of those things where we come together, and the reason why you get that experience of, I didn't pay for a picture, I don't care. Take a picture, I didn't pay to get signed, I don't care. It's one of those things where I do because I don't care. It's not my job. Other people that do this is their job, and I'm not knocking them, but that's what they do. I was the first Ranger to come into this world of Comic-Cons. And when people realize, oh, maybe there's more to Comic-Cons, like in a financial way, people go. But I was the only one in Font in the last 2 years to say, hey dude, I'll pay my own way, I'll do whatever, get my own hotels, I'm just gonna come, sign stuff and leave. And then it turned into this PPP program. Now the movie, he probably talked very little about it, is because we were like all on NDAs, but since I'm the owner and the executive and one of the main actors, my character, Eric Reed, I went so in depth with creating this character. Aaron with Bat in the Sun wanted to cover my tattoos, look like Tommy. I said, no, we'll do that as the White Dragon. And then Eric Reed disappears for 3 years because he was kind of framed. There was some stuff that was going on. He became an outlaw on the run to protect his family. So I came up with a character. Of course, during quarantine, got all tattooed up. I came up, my mohawk's normally steeper in the movie. I came up with a mohawk. My first tattoo was 1263 on the side of my head. It represents something that he thinks he did in the movie. And when he was on the run, it turns into a whole comic book series because I went so depth with my character that he was an outlaw on the run. His first tattoo was 1263. You'll realize there's a tattoo shop, there's things going on. He rides motorcycles. After 3 years, when he comes to check his family, he gets right back into it, caught basically by Font, plays Connor and Iris, for me to get the crystal back. I have the blood of the superhero. I'm the only one that can activate the crystal. Michael Madsen plays my dad. I was a treasure hunter, but my dad was a thief. So we share kind of the same, blood, except I was a treasure hunter, my dad's a thief. My dad came across something that was very strange to him. He was locked up in jail, and it was crystal. And he chose me to give the crystal that I didn't want nothing to do with my dad. We had that relationship in the movie, and I became the White Dragon. And in that movie, you're going to find out that it's just the beginning. We have a bad guy named Ashgore, and it's the beginning of the movie. We have a pre-sequel of the comic book, and now with my character, so in-depth with 1263, it's a whole sideline of the character, kind of like a Logan type of feel. So there's a lot of stuff going on. We're aiming for theatrical release. We got Scott Kennedy as one of the distributors. King Batch is huge in the movie. He plays the comedic role in the movie, but he's also our mentor, along with several other mentors that we have. Who plays Dragon Prime is Aaron Shonke. He plays Jai, and something happened with the White Dragon where he finds a part of the crystal and he can't activate it because you need the blood of the superhero. So he owns a pharmaceutical company. So therefore he tries to do what he can to become the Dragon Prime. So he does whatever he has to do to inject this serum to become Dragon Prime. Maybe his life will last, maybe his life won't, but then it becomes a big battle between us. And Eric Reed in the movie is struggling to find out who he is and what he's screwed up. He disappeared for 3 years away from his family. He got involved in some other stuff. He became someone brand new. And people in the movie have no clue who the new Eric Reed is. So that's why the comic book will explain that.
Well, again, thank you for everything you do for the fans, for coming out and meeting with us, and even talking with us for this interview. Because of you, we started this channel. You were a big inspiration for us to start the channel, and we just want to thank you again for that.
Yeah, thank you, man.
We've been trying to talk with you for years.
Yeah, and I apologize. I saw you guys. I saw you outside.
Oh yeah, we met you at a con. Like you said, we started the channel just right after that. Our very first video we made a Power Ranger, Green Ranger, and we actually met you a year or so later and gave it to you at Phoenix Comic Con.
Yep.
And you had it on your table. It caused a little controversy. People were thinking that was going to be the suit, and we loved it. We got a little bit of a following after it. But for you to, this is full circle for us. This is 4 years in the making. We really appreciate your time, everything you do. We see how you guys interact with your fans. You, Jason Font, we're going to meet Jazz Balawani, the Indian Blue Ranger, in a couple weeks. Everything we've seen you guys do, we really appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, I'm here for the fans. I think the most important thing for me is to say that I think a lot of actors want fans to pay attention to them, but the real reason why I have the following I have is because I pay attention to my fans. I know what goes on. I saw you all outside. I figured this would be a good opportunity to do the interview because, as you know, I'm super busy, traveling all over the place, and I'm happy that we had that full circle. Phoenix Comic-Con was crazy, for me with a lot of stuff going on, but we have this full circle, and it comes down to this. I was hired for 15 episodes. That's it. I ended up becoming the longest existing Ranger with over 200 and something episodes. Still part of the brand, was always part of the brand. Hasbro sold it, unfortunately, and they're pumping out toys, merchandise, but no content. That's why me and Aaron decided to go with what we had in our heart over 10 years ago with the Legend of the White Dragon. When people see it, it's not, I love Power Rangers, but when people see it, you're gonna get that feel. You're gonna feel like if you're away from home and you get a hotel and the hotel's awesome, you're gonna feel like a home away from home. It's gonna bring back your childhood, but it's also gonna give you guys darker, grittier, more complex storyline with a lot of things that your age group needs to see. I think the brand protects their kitty brand, which you love, but we're stepping outside the box and we're doing it. And I have belief from day number one. It's different from the first Kickstarter because it was a different story, different cast, and I had to cast Mark Dacascos, who did awesome in John Wick, Michael Madsen, who did great, and David Ramsey, who plays the mayor, Mei Ling, who was in did some Suicide Squad, Serena, who plays my wife outside of Power Rangers. She's a beautiful woman. In and out. She's done Power Rangers, but she's also done Stuck in the Middle. My daughter auditioned for that, never got the role, wanted to give up on acting. I told her, don't give up. Years later, full circle, she's playing her mom in my movie. And Jenna did a fantastic job. Font's my right-hand man. He's a good acting coach. But for me as an actor, I went deep method. And every person I met, like Michael Madsen, he broke and cried in this movie, and he's never cried in a movie. We've connected so much in this movie because it's everybody on set was crying because this movie is going to touch every person who's lost someone, every person who has broken relationships. This whole movie comes together, and I have to find myself as Eric Reed to figure out who I am. And the White Dragon ends up saving my life again. And trying to be reunited with my family. So it's a good thing. Power Morphicon, we're gonna theme Legend of the White Dragon out a little bit. I'm not converting fans over at all. It's just magically happening. Because when I did 15 episodes, I was only supposed to do 15 episodes. The universe is open up, and your blueprint is already made where you want to go. Our destiny is already destiny, and when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. And it's just my blueprint. This was meant to be, and the timing was meant to be. And Bat in the Sun is amazing. Aaron and Sean, they do amazing content, and we got a great budget. And I'm just so happy to show the fans what we can actually do for the fans.
Awesome. You know, you talk about who you want to be, and we're going to wrap it up right here. But we know who you are, Jason. You are the hero to the masses, the millions out there. You are the influence and the voice, and we really appreciate your time.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys. And everybody, thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see you guys soon. And you know, it's always morphin' time. It's always white dragon time. But much love from my heart to all the fans, because without you, we wouldn't be here. And same thing with you guys. Congratulations on your channel. Hard work, hustling, consistency, and dedication to make a channel happen like this. So congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome, man.